Good morning, folks. Good morning. A little more enthusiasm. Good morning, folks.
Good morning, Larry.
Okay. I'm Nikki. How are you? Okay. My name's Larry Swartz, Dr. Larry Swartz. Or Uncle Larry, as the building calls me at OISE. And I work at OISE UT with initial teacher education. Today is their first day of practicum. So as I send 125 students out on their journey for teaching, we are here to celebrate teaching and learning and literacy. This has been an annual event for the last 5 or 6 years, sponsored through Pembroke Publishers. And it's a way to connect, it's a way to network, and it's a way to celebrate new publications from Pembroke Publishers and to hear from a variety of speakers. So that's what today is about, and I'm going to carry you through the morning. There's a package that I hope everybody got their bag with a little gift inside, and you get another free book at the end. If you applaud loudly. Woo. We know how to get good reviews, Mary. Free books. Okay. How was your weekend, everybody? Great, great. Candy cane. Put up your hand if you wore a costume. Put up your hand. This is our DPA activity. What'd you wear, Chris?
Oh, God, we really, for Halloween?
Well, if you want to tell us about your Saturday night, then might get the workshop rolling. What did you wear?
I put on some vampire teeth and went out with my dog.
Amazing. What'd you wear?
We dressed up at school on Friday as Fancy Nancy.
Fancy. Oh, yay, a literature character. Who else? Let's hear some costumes. Okay.
I was the Nine of Diamonds in a full set of cards.
But you're ace with me. Okay. Anybody else wear a costume? What about your kids? Tell us what your kids wore. Put up your hand. Not your whole school. I don't want to hear about your 30 kids in the classroom. Who has a kid who went out for Halloween? Anybody? Tell us what.
I had a monkey and a dragon go along with me.
A monkey and a dragon. That's great.
I had Sidney Crosby and a Spider Woman.
Spider Woman.
Yeah. Goth ballerina.
A goth ballerina. Any pictures? Amazing. Anybody else? Is this the old crowd over here? Okay, it gets better?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I have a 19-year-old in second-year university, and I refuse to tell you what she wore because I failed as a mother. And there are no pictures.
Oh, no pictures. You failed as a mother. Well, you did well as a mother. Okay, well, today is the sugar rush. Who has had Halloween candy in the last 24 hours? Oh, my God.
3 hours.
In the last 2 hours. Okay. Well, we're dealing with the sugar rush then. As we start our day, we're going to hear from a few authors. We're going to introduce you to the books. And of course, there's going to be recess, break, etc., and lunch will be served as well. Our first author, I asked Catherine, how do you want to be introduced? She is a freelance author and an educator. She's been in my office quite a few times. Oh, that's another story. Okay. But Catherine Luongo-Orlando, her 2 books from publisher, I think you had 3, didn't you? A project approach to language learning. So I remember Catherine coming into my pre-service class and talking about what a project approach is, but her newest book helps us look at the cornerstones of early literacy. So I asked what role she wanted me to identify her as, and she says, well, I'm an author, but I'm a mom. So she's bringing authentic research to helping us look at young people through cornerstones of literacy. Catherine Luongo-Orlando.
What a wonderful introduction. Thank you, Larry, for a wonderful introduction. I would like to start this morning by sharing with you a story. It comes to us from Peru, and it's called The Bird of 7 Colors. Long ago, there was a young girl who worked for a cruel master. One day, she broke a pitcher full of water, and the cruel master yelled at her and said, "Now you must go and find the bird of 7 colors so that he will fix this pitcher for me." And so the girl set off alone. Along the way, she came across a mango tree, and she asked the mango tree, the mango tree asked the young girl, "Where are you going?" "I'm going to find the bird of 7 colors so that he can fix this broken pitcher." Can you do me a favor? Can you ask him why I have no fruit? So the young girl agreed. Next, she came across an ocean, and the ocean asked, where are you going, young girl? Well, I'm going to find the bird of 7 colors. Can you ask him a favor? Can you ask him why I have no fish? And so the young girl agreed. She continued on her journey until she came to the mountaintop where the bird of 7 colors lived with his mother, who was an old woman. And she asked the old woman if the bird of 7 colors could fix the pitcher that the master had sent her there to repair. And so the mother went to wake her son, and he fixed the broken pitcher for her. Then the girl explained that she had made a promise to both the mango tree and to the ocean that she would ask the bird of 7 colors why one bears no fruit and why the other one has no fish. So the mother went to wake the son first for the second time. And then she said to them, I have a riddle about an ocean that has no fish. How can this be? Well, that is easy. That is because there is a spell that has been cast upon that ocean. And it is only when the ocean swallows a human whole that the spell will be broken and the fish will return to the ocean once again. And what about the mango tree? I heard a dream about a mango tree that has no fruit. That is easy. That is because there is a treasure buried beneath its root. Whoever digs up the treasure will be rich, and then the mango tree will blossom once again. So the girl thanked the old woman and returned on her journey. First, she came across the ocean, and she called out from a distance, I know why you have no fish. There's a spell that's been cast upon you, and it is only when you swallow a human whole that you will have fish once again. Come closer and say that. I cannot hear you. But the girl ran off, and she came next upon the mango tree and said to the mango tree, there's a treasure buried beneath your roots, and it is only when you dig up that treasure that your tree will blossom and bear fruit once again. Then please dig up the treasure, young girl, so that I may blossom once more. And so the young girl dug up the treasure, and she was rich. She returned to the home of her cruel master and told him, first returned the repaired pitcher, and then she told him about a treasure that had been buried under the ocean. And so the cruel and greedy master ran to the ocean, and as soon as he got to the ocean shore, one big wave swallowed him up whole, and from that day on, there are plenty of fish in the ocean once again. So we know that storytelling is one of the cornerstones to literacy. But children are natural storytellers. They love to tell stories. They love to listen. They'll enjoy the creativity and the fun of it. And they charm us with their exaggerated tales of childhood and make-believe. We witness it in their play and in their pursuits when they come to school. So storytelling then is just one of the cornerstones that we're going to be talking about today. But there are many cornerstones to literacy that I would like to share with you. Building a strong foundation for language learning starts with the play episodes, the oral language practices, the word play events, the print encounters, the reading experiences, and the writing opportunities that children have in their early years. Children come into literacy in many ways. As Yetta Goodman tells us, there's not just one road to becoming literate. So children come into literacy through the out-of-school literacy practices that they experience in their home and cultural life, being part of their community and their family. So when they take a trip out to the supermarket and they're reading the labels off of the product packages, that's real literacy. Among the emergent literacy experiences that they may have, they may sit and read a storybook with a family member, or they could read a religious text if they go to a faith event or faith service, or even just at home reading aloud from religious books. Storytelling rituals and other oral traditions like wordplay and music events in the home and in the classroom are also ways of really building a strong foundation for literacy. And while these experiences account for the rich diversity of literacies that children come to school with and gain through the other school literacy practices, through the culture and social groups they are part of, there are still more ways and pathways to literacy, from the nature encounters and outdoor play to the art experiences and the computers, the technology that is already the curriculum they know so well when they come into our rooms. Apart from being the cornerstones to literacy, the Alliance for Childhood has also identified all of these things as being essential to the life of a growing child in order for them to have a healthy life and to reach their full human potential. The pages of Cornerstones are filled with literacy experiences, strategies, and activities that are designed for children in the formative years, from pre-kindergarten to grade 3. And there are, with the introduction of full-day kindergarten this fall, and the challenges of having to plan activities for students, engaging tasks all day, every day, both experienced and beginning teachers may find that Cornerstones can help them build a solid program for literacy learning in the early years that can lead to future learning later on. The theoretical foundations and the practical experiences in both Cornerstones are closely aligned with the full-day kindergarten and early learning program that has just been drafted out by the ministry. These are the areas where you'll see strong principles and views that are shared and links that parents and teachers would recognize. But apart from being a practical resource for kindergarten, Cornerstones also provides an overview of the building blocks to literacy that will help nurture a strong foundation that will support children later on. What I'd like to focus on this morning, in the time that we have together, are the oral language experiences in early childhood, from play to literacy encounters that come from books and book encounters rather, language games, storytelling, and read aloud events. The journey that we're going to go on together is one that starts with the play experiences and will move children to becoming writers. Well, let's start with play. We know that play is intrinsic for children. It's their daily life's work. It's what Vivian Paley calls a child's work. It is what fills their day. When they come to our classrooms with their backpacks, they are already filled with so much knowledge and tools that they learn through play. Play provides the basis for their intellectual growth, their social development, their emotional development, physical growth, as well as their creativity, their problem solving, and a number of other benefits that are outlined in the book. Both research and practice point to the connections and the importance between play and literacy acquisition. The first encounters that children have with literacy are through play. These are where they come upon the literacy knowledge and the language practices, and they're introduced to them so naturally. So that as children are engaged in play, they encounter texts, whether they're recipe books, or they may come across a menu, or they may come across a number of other texts, storybooks, and so forth. Play provides for them the authentic experiences where they can practice reading, writing, and oral language use within the pretend scenarios that they create. Some of these are going to be based on real-life experiences, like ordering from a restaurant, and others might be based on the imaginative fantasy episodes that their creativity takes them to.